Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Andrea. Thank you so much for being here. Today I am so excited to share with you how to make this super cute Deco mesh Easter wreath using all supplies from Dollar Tree. So let's get started. I'm starting out with this mini wire wreath form from Dollar Tree. You can see it's just a little bit bigger than my hand. I have these two rolls of Deco mesh from Dollar Tree. One is purple and one is multicolored with pink, yellow, and blue. I'm rolling out the Deco mesh on my cutting mat here, and I'm cutting out 3 sections that are 8 inches long each. And I'm using my Cricut rotary cutter to cut the Deco mesh. You could also use scissors, but I find the rotary cutter works really well on the mesh. Once I have my 3 sections cut out, I'm putting them aside. Then I'm cutting off a piece of this twine. It doesn't have to be very long, just a couple of inches. We're going to use this to tie the 3 Deco mesh sections together and to tie the Deco mesh onto the wreath. I'm rolling up each section of Deco mesh so you get these little tubes, and I'm laying the first 2 sections across each other to form an X. Then I'm kind of holding them in place as much as possible while I roll up the 3rd piece. And I'm laying this last piece over top of my other 2, this time going vertically. So you can see I have all 3 pieces together. Now I'm taking my piece of twine and wrapping it around all 3 pieces, tying them together. I'm not tying this part super tightly or anything, just enough to hold them together, because now I'm adding them onto the wreath form. I'm tying the twine around the middle part of the wire wreath form here. You can see there's the outer ring, the middle, and the inner. So I'm tying these Deco mesh bows onto the middle row. I'm alternating the Deco mesh bows, doing one solid purple one and then one of the multicolored ones, going back and forth around the wreath. Next up, I'm doing a purple bow, and I'm cutting out my 3 sections of Deco mesh that are, again, 8 inches long. Now I'm rolling up my Deco mesh pieces. I'm rolling them up fairly tightly because they do tend to come undone a little bit. So it's better to start tighter together, I find. It's also a little bit tricky to keep them totally rolled up when you're trying to roll the other ones. So again, it does help to do it a little bit tighter to begin with. Once all 3 sections are rolled up, I'm arranging them so they're crisscrossing against each other. Then I'm cutting another piece of twine and wrapping it around the 3 sections to form my Deco mesh bow. You can see when I'm wrapping the twine around, I'm just tying the 2 ends together once and pulling it tight. Then I'm putting it onto the wreath and wrapping the 2 ends of the twine around the middle section of the wire wreath form. I'm continuing this pattern, making more Deco mesh bows and tying them all around my wreath. Now I've completed one of the sections, and you can see on the back here, I have tied 5 Deco mesh bows into the first section of the wreath. I have 3 purple bows and 2 of the multicolored ones. This will vary if you have a different size of wreath form, of course, but you can play around with it and see what looks best for your wreath. Now it's time to continue making the rest of the bows. Going back to the multicolored Deco mesh, I'm using my rotary cutter and my cutting mat to cut out 3 more sections of the mesh to make another bow. Even though the wreath I'm making today is a little bit more Easter themed, or even spring if you just remove some of the Easter elements, you could totally change the colors up and get any color of Deco mesh you want for any season. I think this would be so cute in orange and black with some little pumpkins on there, or even Christmas, of course. There's just endless opportunities there. Or summer if you wanted to do like a sunflower. I actually do have a tutorial on my channel where I made a really large sunflower deco mesh wreath, and it turned out so cool. So I will definitely link that for you below if you want to check that out. If you're planning ahead for summer or just want some ideas on how to make a flower deco mesh wreath. There are many different ways you can make these deco mesh wreaths. And this is a new one that I tried with the rolling of the deco mesh pieces, then tying them together. And I really like the effect this gives. I think it looks so cool. My wreath is getting so full now. I love how this is turning out. It's so much fun. This wreath has 3 different sections, and I put 5 bows on 2 of the sections and then 4 bows on the 3rd section. Just because of how the pattern was working out, I would have had to have 2 purples in a row or 2 of the multicolors in a row, which is totally fine, but I decided to leave it so one was missing, and I just fluffed up the rest of the bows to fill it all in and make up for it. Now that all the bows are on the wreath, this is the time to be fluffing it all around, adjusting as needed, and seeing if there are any gaps you want to fill in. To decorate my wreath, I'm using this Happy Easter card from Dollar Tree. I thought it was so pretty and that I could totally use this Happy Easter circle sticker on here. So I'm taking that off and I'm going to put it in the center of my wreath. First, I'm just arranging it whereabouts I think I want it to go. Then I'm taking this strand of sparkly Easter eggs. I believe I got this one at Dollarama. And I'm taking off 2 of the pink eggs and 2 of the blue ones. You could, of course, use any Easter eggs that you have. If you just have plain ones, you could cover them in craft glue and add some sparkles. That could be fun, but thankfully these ones were already all sparkly, and I thought they fit really well with my sparkly, over-the-top deco mesh. Once I have all the eggs arranged where I think I want them to go, then I'm going to heat up my glue gun and hot glue them all in place. I just added little dabs of hot glue onto the deco mesh and then tucked my little Easter eggs in there and pressed them against the ribbon, and they stayed in place just fine. Then I did the same thing with my Happy Easter sign, adding little bits of hot glue around the deco mesh and pressing the sign into it so it stays in place. And this is my finished Happy Easter deco mesh wreath. This was so easy and so much fun to make. Rolling and tying the deco mesh together could not be easier, and the effect is stunning. I love it so much. It is so colorful and fun for Easter and really the entire spring season. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more fun DIY videos. And I'll see you next time.